You ever feel like your whole life has been one long unpaid internship for your own family? That's me. For years, I've been the reliable middle child, the one who just happens to be around when bills are due, when someone's car needs repairs, when rent is short, when the fridge is empty. I didn't sign up for this role, but apparently, being born between two experts in professional freeloading automatically made me chief financial officer of the family. We live in New York, the city that never sleeps, but apparently my parents and siblings also believe it's the city where you can live off your middle child indefinitely. My older brother doesn't bother to work. Not because he's sick. Not because he's struggling. Oh no, he's simply waiting for the right opportunity, which in his language means waiting for my sister to keep covering my rent until a CEO position drops from the sky directly into his lap. My little sister? She's an influencer, or at least that's what she calls herself. Her resume consists of spa days, posting Instagram reels next to luxury cars that aren't hers, and using hashtags like #SoftLife while I'm out here grinding 60 hours a week. And my parents? They decided somewhere along the way that my salary belongs to the entire family. You're doing well enough for all of us, they say, like I'm some billionaire hedge fund manager and not a regular woman juggling work, rent, and a tiny shred of sanity. It's only until they find jobs, they promised. Spoiler alert, they will never find jobs. Why would they, when my debit card is always available for swiping? I paid their mortgage. I covered utilities. I bought groceries. I've even handed over cash just to keep the peace. But the peace never lasts long because once you start funding other people's lifestyles, they stop seeing it as help. They see it as a duty. It's no longer, thank you, it's, why is the transfer late this week? And they say it with the same tone you'd use if the waiter brought you cold soup. The breaking point came when my fiancé and I decided we were finally ready to get married. I had been dreaming of this, not the big wedding, but the next chapter. Building a life together. Saving for our future. For once, I was about to choose myself. But of course, my family had other plans. When I told my mother we were moving forward with the wedding, she didn't smile. She didn't hug me. She didn't even ask about the dress. She looked me dead in the eye and said, "Before you get married, you need to buy your brother and sister a flat." A flat. In New York. As if I was just keeping a few million lying around in my sock drawer. I laughed. I thought she was joking. She wasn't. She genuinely believed my fiancé and I should pause our future so my two fully grown, able-bodied siblings could continue their lifestyle without ever worrying about rent. "It's your responsibility," she said. "You're the only one who can do it." That was the moment I officially became the villain. When I refused, not politely, not with an apology, but with a firm, absolutely not, it was like I'd burned down the family home with my bare hands. My mother cried. My father shook his head. My brother called me selfish. My sister posted some vague quote on Instagram about how real family doesn't abandon you. Apparently, real family means buying you property while you're too busy doing gel nail tutorials on TikTok to send out a single job application. It's amazing how quickly love turns into judgment when the money stops flowing. They told me I'd changed. That I'd forgotten where I came from. That I was letting a man control me, as if my decision to stop bankrolling their entire existence had anything to do with control, and not everything to do with the fact that I was tired of being treated like an ATM with feelings. But here's the thing. In New York, survival is already a full-time job. The rent alone is enough to make you weep into your morning coffee. And I'd been carrying 4 extra adults on my back for years. My spine was metaphorically broken. My bank account was limping. My patience was on life support. Saying no wasn't cruelty. It was self-preservation. The fallout was dramatic. There were group texts. There were family meetings I was summoned to like I was on trial for crimes against humanity. My mother accused me of abandoning my family. My brother asked if I'd be okay knowing they might end up on the streets. My sister just sat there scrolling on her phone while sighing loudly, as if my decision was personally ruining her vibe. My father delivered a speech about family duty that would have been moving if it wasn't coming from a man who hasn't financially supported himself in years. I walked out of that meeting with my head high, my hands shaking, and my heart pounding. Because this wasn't just about the money. This was about finally setting boundaries in a family that had mistaken my love for a bottomless well. I realized they weren't going to clap for me when I set myself free, they were going to boo. And I had to be okay with that. The first week after I cut them off was quiet. Unnervingly quiet. Then came the calls. Then the guilt trips. Then the sudden emergencies. We just need help this month. It's only temporary. We can't believe you're really doing this. They tried every emotional lever they had: shame, fear, nostalgia. And each time, I repeated the same sentence: I can't help you anymore. It wasn't easy. I cried more than I care to admit. I questioned myself. I wondered if I really was a bad person. But then, something unexpected happened. I started breathing easier. My paychecks lasted longer. I bought groceries without triple-checking my bank balance. I started saving. I took my fiancé out for dinner without calculating if it would mean skipping my Metro card refill next week. And for the first time in years, my money was mine, and here's the kicker: they survived. My brother didn't end up on the streets. My sister still posts spa selfies. My parents still live in their house. They didn't crumble without my support. They just had to adjust. And in that adjustment, I learned something. Sometimes people don't need you as much as they want you. And when you stop giving, they get real creative real fast. Now, they don't like me very much. Family gatherings are chilly. My mother still sighs dramatically whenever weddings are mentioned. My brother barely speaks to me unless he's making a dig about how money changes people. My sister, well, she blocked me once but unblocked me when she needed someone to sign for a package. But I can live with that. Because I'm not living for them anymore. I'm living for me. In New York, you have to fight for every inch of your own life. And after years of giving mine away, I finally took it back. If that makes me the villain, then fine, hand me the cape and the dramatic background music. I'll play the part. But I'll be doing it from my own apartment, with my own money and my own peace intact.